It's SeaTactics for the win, and welcome to the King of Anime podcast for, God, this is what, we're on the 16th show?
Damn.
I can't believe it's not anime.
So last week, there was a bit of controversy on the show at the very beginning. I was accused of being a lolicon.
Rightfully so.
So I made another mistake, and I just want to clear it up with you guys. As you can see right there, everything animated. First of all, everything animated said, "I'm gonna use sock puppets." Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? First of all,
it means exactly what it says. I'm gonna use sock puppets to so that YouTube doesn't freaking copy strike my videos.
Satsuki then goes on to say, "Old-fashioned but effective," and
Yes.
then he makes a statement that I'm going to use in court against Satsuki as him making
Wait.
all this stuff up. He says,
Oh,
You tricked me.
I got you. He says C can use his lollies that he has in his dungeon, and I say allegedly. And then, so you know what Satsuki does? This proves that Satsuki is a communist. He says you are guilty until proven innocent. That's a communist right there.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I'm angry.
I take it on a case-to-case basis, and from what the evidence I have, SeaTactics does not deserve the benefit of the doubt. So
ridiculous.
guilty until
It was a
proven
typo. I demand justice.
Oh, you can do a trial by combat. That would be nice.
Who do you want to fight for yourself, or do you want a champion?
I will pick
You got-
Saber as my servant.
That's a
Well, I'm
pretty good
picking
champion.
Gilgamesh.
Ooh,
Well, that's Saber wins in some of those fights. So,
Fuck.
like every one of them, actually. Well, that's a spoiler. Crap. Sorry, guys.
it's all right. I'm on episode 5 now.
God damn it. Everyone's gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. It just slipped out. And before we go any further, I have to tell you guys about the Community King of Anime, which we'll be doing at the end of the show, where people on my server have like their own King of Anime they're doing alongside this show with their own anime that they picked, and we'll be announcing the results. But before we do that, we got to get through the actual show first. So let's get into our first show, Slime Daddy. Hopefully this time, like, it actually starts playing the screenshots I took. I don't think it is, actually. What? It's wrong! Oh, there he goes. There he goes. It's playing now. So, episode 16 of Slime Daddy, Demon Lord Milim attacks. I think we've asked before, who is a true match for Slime Daddy? But what if the only person who can defeat him is Slime Daddy's producers? This episode features lollybait, filler, and boring played-out tropes. I am disappointed.
Yeah, first time this whole series. This has to be the worst episode of Slime Daddy.
Yep.
It's no other way to sugarcoat it or any, but just it. As soon as I saw her, I thought, oh, maybe. But they're like, she's 10 times stronger than him, and I went, get out of here. That's the one. That's the one who's supposed to be stronger than him. I quit.
So not only that, but look what she's wearing. She's got
Oh,
basically
God.
nothing on. She's wearing like
Barely
a bandana
anything.
for her pants.
Mm-hmm. Bandana for pants, shorts for a top. It's just like, why? And then little tiny ass wings, which are aerodynamic, I guess. I don't know.
Like, I mean, we like meme about Shion and stuff like that and horn bobs, but she looks very underage.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. And honestly, I do not want to see that at all.
And now she's gonna be a main staple character, which
Yeah.
makes me crazy. If she was a villain and they were still fighting her, I could totally get behind it because then you won't have to see her the rest of the series. But now she's gonna be this obsessed lolicon that's just gonna be like hugging all over Slime Daddy just because she wants his honey. I
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that itself, yes, where he has honey, and not only like just thinking about that, the weird stuff you can come up with, but she's stupid. She's a stupid character who does stupid things, and she's not really funny.
Nah,
Yeah.
She loses to Slime Daddy because she wants honey.
She wants his honey.
Oh.
I thought that was like just a dumb tactic because
A dumb sea tactic?
you said it, not me. But
it was on the land more than anything.
it was just I I mean maybe if I was about to call Slime Daddy SeaTactics. SeaTactics isn't that powerful, but yeah, if Slime Daddy analyzed, I'm calling her Boo. I don't give a damn. Her name is Boo. Pink hair, childish. She's Boo. Okay. If Slime Daddy would have analyzed her and maybe I don't know,
Analyzed.
he got information. Polycons, I swear. But you know damn well what I mean. But if he would have just got information that her likes and dislikes, okay, maybe I could understand why he used the honey, but it was completely random that he would just decide, let me shove this honey in her mouth and then she will give up. And that's the thing too, because if she wins the fight, if she does not accept the honey, Slime Daddy is her subordinate, and then she could just ask for the damn honey. So yeah, that didn't make that much sense. And even going further back, because she was just like implemented in the group, which I didn't really like. But going further back with Vesta, same thing. I didn't really care that he was in the group. It's just that it just kind of happened. And then we saw him working on something, and it like that was it. I don't know. It just seemed kind of random to me.
It seems like this anime, from what people in my server are actually really mad about this episode. Like a lot of people are really mad about it because apparently it's not adapting it perfectly. This isn't a one-to-one adaptation at all. This is more of like, so apparently Slime Daddy is not a really lovable character at all. He does a lot of really like questionable, like morally questionable things. He doesn't care about people really at all. That's just what I've got from the server. I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. I haven't read it myself. Which is interesting because it seems like this anime is just one big power fantasy, which is fine. It's just, you gotta have like, it has no edge to it. It's just everything. It's just a lot of like, especially with Millum coming into the show, it feels like more and more things are just falling into place and there's no conflict that really means anything.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so weird that just by adding one character, it just ruins the whole dynamic of the show.
It really does. It really messes with the dynamic like quite a bit because before, like, I really loved like Gabidu and Shion and the other orcs, Kijin or whatever, and Gopta. I liked all those like the dynamics they had with each other, and I still like Gabidu. I think Gabidu is like one of the best things in this episode, if not the best thing.
I don't say he's Kazuma. He's the same voice actor anyway.
He's just a really good character in general. Like,
yeah.
And this episode, I hope that this was just something they had to get out of the way, just to introduce this girl, and I hope she's not a big part of the show, because you look at like all the other characters, all the other side characters, they don't really do anything. They're kind of in the background. Shion, for example, is in the background, the pink princess girl in the background.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
hoping for.
that's another thing I hate. I hate that now that she's added in this group, everybody else is going to get sidelined. I mean, with the girl you were talking about, the other girl with the pink hair, I don't even remember her name. She has been like literally absent pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
she was in this episode, but for the most part, she's been literally absent. And we're going to have a whole bunch of characters who don't really have that much to say or much to do with this character. And since she's so powerful, she's going to get a lot of the shine and a lot of the other fights. And she's not all that interesting to me. I want to see Gabby Roo. I want to see everybody else like Ninja Boy. Shion, I don't really care for her, but the other guys, I want to see more of them and less of Majin Buu, female Majin Buu.
Yeah, I'm not the person who typically likes the fan service character being introduced who's like questionable of age and she's so cutesy and stuff like that. I don't typically like those characters because to me they're just trying to appeal to a demographic that otherwise doesn't really need to be appealed to, in my opinion. I think if you want attractive female characters in this show, you've already got it. So why do we need a twin-tailed lolly in this show? I don't understand.
No, I agree. It's like you said, it's to appease a certain demographic, and that's what it essentially is. It's nothing else other than just fan service, and yeah, it just ruins the whole dynamic. I just wish, I don't know, somehow, some way, she gets killed off.
It's a shame. It really is, because they're doing this. I just have a feeling, just the way that I'm hearing about this adaptation and how it's not faithful, barely any in terms of the tone. I feel like this character's introduction is because the producers and the committee behind the show and their $1 million contracts for these toy companies and figure companies and stuff like that, they know the lolicons are the most hardcore, so that's what it is.
And
Speaking of that,
go ahead.
Or go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and that they're going to make lots of those little miniatures
did.
Or what, right?
Someone already sent me today. Managers. Someone sent me today. Crunchyroll selling one for like $200.
She's been in one episode and she already has a toy. That should show you right there where the producers' heads are at.
Yeah, it feels very calculated. That's all I'm really gonna say. More on her character. As for the rest of the episode, the beginning, I really like the parts before Milam is in the show. It's super interesting. We have Gabiru, and he's so happy. He joins the group and stuff like that. We also have the Vesta thing, which is take it or leave it, but it's pretty cool to see Vesta show back up, I guess, because that's a little bit of continuity. And generally, it's a fine first part. And I thought this was hilarious. So he names the lizard people, and they turn into hot girls, and the dudes turn into more lizards.
How are you gonna go from a lizard to a person?
That's what I wanted to talk about. That was just, I didn't like how we had God damn it, what were they called before? They were called ogres.
No, yeah.
I think they were just called orcs, maybe. I can't.
The pigs are the orcs.
Okay, so
yeah,
they're the ogres.
Okay,
yeah.
I love their designs before. They just look so wild and they look untamed. I mean, and I get it. That's the whole point, that they're like domesticated now, that they're under Slime Daddy's umbrella. But they just really look very unique. And then, but now when you have these lizard, I mean, some of them, not all because some of the guys transform to humans too. So I don't know. That's kind of just like taking the uniqueness away from them. I mean, you can tell who's who, but I mean, they were lizard people and now they're humans. That just doesn't really make sense.
It's weird how the guys turned purple, but the women turned a completely different species.
Yeah.
I just
Once again, that's to me, that's not as much as trying to sell figures and merch, as that's just the way that I guess people make anime. So I just thought that part was funny, where it's like they turn the female lizards turn into these beautiful human-like creatures, and the men are just not very human-like. It reminds me of I don't know if you guys see this show or not, but I don't remember what it was, but it was about these hot girls who turn into monsters and they fight each other.
It sounds like every anime ever.
It reminds me of that. It aired in the fall 2017 season.
Hot women
Wait.
that turn into monsters.
Fall 2017.
Shit. I'm not going to remember.
Yeah. It's
I remember Sekirei, which is basically Pokemon, but with a bunch of women.
I don't know. That part was fine. Also, I guess at the end we got to talk about when they all go into the bath together.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about it?
Yeah. Like I was like, whatever.
We just know that the physics of boobs are non-existent in this world. Just splash, splash, and then old Hornbobs gets up and releases the Kraken and is just everywhere. I'm like, Jesus. But it's censored because Pink Hair's covering it with her face.
Goddamn Pink Hair. Ruining everything. Yeah, what are you guys giving this?
This is hard for me.
I'm passing it because Slime Daddy has built up good faith, but this is the worst episode so far.
Yeah,
no doubt.
This is a courtesy pass. I don't want to see this show get killed off, but if it continues down this path, it may, and that's very sad. Let's talk about a good show.
Okay,
Mob Psycho.
I guess we're passing it then.
Yeah, we're passing it. Mob Psycho
I
100.
didn't get to have my opinion, but okay.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh, you passing it?
Hell no.
Damn it.
See what you did?
I do this every time on the first one. I always rush.
You get so excited. You're like, let's talk about something better, and I'm like, but no. In all seriousness, yeah, I'll do the courtesy pass as well. If we get more shows where it's overbearing and it's nothing but this lolicon demon, then yeah, I'm not gonna give it no courtesy pass no more.
Mob Psycho 100 season 2.
Now you.
Oh, Mob and Reagan go to exercise some spirits for a bunch of annoying millennials. But it's
oh goodness, oh my goodness, I just remembered. OMG.
But when it's revealed that the spirits are just a family wanting to live together and be super peaceful, they decide to stop the exorcism. That's basically it. This episode was awesome.
I love this episode.
Honestly, once again, you can't go wrong with Mob Psycho.
Yeah, I mean,
I love this. Oh, go ahead.
It's getting better and better for me. Like, I did this mentioning the millennial stuff. Like, it was really funny the way they spoke. Also, before the first half of the episode, when you have that guy who confesses his love to this really creeped out girl, and the girl goes, "You're seriously insanely creepy." And he's like apologizing to her. It's so weird.
Yeah, he was like her neighbor or something, and he was like astral projecting himself to see her or something.
What the fuck was that? He just had that ability. Like, they never explained that.
Yeah.
He was like, I had an out of the body experience. I was like, okay, are you psychic too, or you can just do that?
Yeah, because isn't this a world where there's some people who can just be some people can be psychics and some people are just normal people, and I guess in this world you can just teleport your spirit into other people's houses.
Oh goodness.
I just love her reaction. You're insanely creepy.
And he's just like, no.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. If you could just forgive me, and it's like going in the direction of like, oh my god, is she gonna forgive him, and like are they gonna have like a romance? And then it's just, you're insanely creepy. It's like, oh man, they totally played on your expectations if you watch a bunch of really bad slice of life anime.
Mm-hmm. Well, because that's how it starts off. You act all creepy. You start, you spy on him, and then she falls in love with you. That's
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, this first half was just, it was funny. I don't know, it was goofy and funny. And then in the second half, so these like millennials just want this help because they found this place and they want to exercise. I forget the reasons. Why do they want to exercise? Do you guys remember?
Well, first of all, they went there first just to get like a picture of them with the house.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't even have the courtesy to pay him or even like give him a ride back into town.
Drove off. Yeah.
Fuck you. We're out of here.
They're like, we're not paying you for that. You just took a picture. And it's like, well, I guess we're not driving home now. So they had to get a hitchhike from a truck driver.
Oh, that was so cool with the little commercial in between commercial cards. They actually had, it was them traveling back in the truck with the guy. I loved that.
That was great. But then, yeah, the reason why they went back to exercise it was because not even anything really bad. They were just afraid of the picture because it had like a spiritual aura surrounding it, and they said there's a ghost here, please exercise it. And at first he wasn't going to do it because he's like, you didn't pay me. He's like, we'll pay you whatever you want. He's like, you better. So then, yeah, that's what led to it.
Yeah. Goddamn millennials. I just love the way these groups, this little group of characters just like barge in. They're just like, we want to exercise. There's no real like reason for it, I guess. They just want to exercise.
Well, I mean, that's the mentality of some millennials. Is just, I want it and I want it now. They don't care what it takes.
You know what? You should make one of those. You know how like every like beginner anime YouTuber does the Mob Psycho analysis video?
Oh yeah.
You got to do one of those.
As a millennial?
Yeah. You just walk in, barge in, with like the side of your just head shaved, thick rimmed glasses, and you have like an iPhone.
I want this done now. First of all, hello, good morning. Please sit down.
Yeah. So it's revealed that this family just wants to live together in peace, and then Dimples goes and tries to like convince him to kill the 3 millennials.
Yeah, he's like, hey, don't you hate these guys? They're going to take everything away from you. Kill them. And then he's like, I can't do it. I'm not a killer.
Yeah, he doesn't. And he also doesn't want to do it in front of his family either, because, well, duh. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't think anyone would want to kill someone in front of their family. So,
it's crazy because while this is all happening, and while everybody around him, and when I say him, I mean Mob, is kind of not, like shook by it or whatever. Mob is like completely. It's almost as if he's taking it back a bit. Like, by me doing, having this great power, and by me doing this, I'm literally killing off these people who just want to live in peace. Should I have the power to do that?
Yeah. Should he? It's so easy to take a life, and since he can do it, he's freaked out by the proposition of actually being able to do something like that. And even though, they're in the afterlife, they're already gone. In a way, they're still living peacefully. Mm-hmm. They're just without body.
I like how they brought that up too, because it does kind of, with someone like Mob who's extremely powerful, Regan doesn't care. He's just in it for the money. So just, do you hear those people? Do you see them? He's like, I don't see anything. Just kill them. Just shows you how much he doesn't care. But then he did show his softer side because he realized how much it was affecting him. So he's like, okay, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. So then he takes a bunch of salt, throws it at the millennials, and says, "You're done. Get out of here."
Yeah, yeah. It goes to show like Reagan's attitude because like you're right. He just really only cares about making a profit and doing stuff for himself. But there are times where he can kind of disconnect from that and notice when things when things need to be resolved. And I like that about him. It's a cool little quirk. Mob Psycho is really good at this, where they make sure like every one of like the most major main characters at the very least has like a personality and morals. They're like their own set of values and stuff like that. And especially with Mob and Reagan, they do it so well.
I love it.
I want to go back a little to Mob because throughout the whole episode, Reagan, before they even exercised or they were going to exercise the ghost, he started to take notice that Mob was having more of a voice than he usually does. And
that's right.
It kind of shows you that Mob, he's having more of a personality and his own opinion, because before he's just like really robotic, just does what Reagan says, and that's really it. He doesn't really question why he does it. But now with him having the choice to exercise the ghost or not, it was a morality decision for him. And then, he started to kind of freak out, which is because he realizes that he has so much power, so much than other people, that if he just has like a bad day, he could destroy someone pretty easily. It's like he's like afraid to turn evil, because if he does, like on a whim, he can do a lot of harm to the rest of the world. So,
and at the very end, he's like, if I do something like that, will there be anyone there to reel me back in? It's like that Who song. I don't remember. Is it? I don't remember what the song is called, but the song basically goes over the same thing, where it's like, I think the lyric was, if I become evil or something like that, or I can't remember, like, push your finger down my throat. That was one of the main lyrics of that Who song. And like, I don't know. It's very nice. It's very, it made sense for this character of Mob, and like, he has a realization, and it's super human and super cool to see him do that. Also, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Mob's a total dumpling.
A dumpling?
Yeah.
Define.
I was gonna say I don't know what that means, but
he's a total dumpling. He's adorable.
Yeah, he is. To kind of piggyback off of what Sasuke was saying about how he was kind of having more of an identity for himself. That one scene where that one bully was just trying to, I don't know, I can't remember if he was trying to get money out of him or make him do his homework or something.
Yeah.
But you really saw, you saw just how much people were influenced in Mob's life, because his brother came to the rescue. That group, that club he was in came to the rescue. Pretty much everybody was just, Dimple was possessing the dude and stripped him down naked. And you really saw right there how much of an influence he's had on everyone else. And it just goes to show you he's breaking free of that shy shell that he used to have. Cute little dumpling.
Such dumpling. This show, so far for me, I'm not gonna say, like I said, I'm not gonna say I hated season 1, but season 1 didn't really resonate with me. This season has been, for me personally, night and day difference from what season 1 was and how I reacted to it. So I don't know. What are you guys giving this one? I'm giving this a pass.
Oh, easy pass.
Yeah, passing here.
Let's talk about Dororo episode 3, the story of Jukai. This episode is about the man who found Hyakimaru. We learned about him that he used to torture people, and ever since then has been looking for redemptions for his actions. And one of those was by taking Hyakimaru in as a young little limbless little baby. Yeah, this episode was awesome. I loved this. Is probably the best thing I watched this whole week was this episode of Dororo.
It answered questions that because last week I was saying, how did this limbless baby live by itself? Now we know. It makes sense now, but it still is kind of strange because, like, he can't hear anybody, right? So it's like, did he just live with this person that he couldn't hear all this time and couldn't see, except just seeing all the aura of him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like, when they do the flashbacks, it's a desaturated. It's not black and white. It's just
So
100%
artistic.
desaturated, and it just looks so good.
It really does.
It's obvious it's a flashback. A lot of shows have problems with that, where how do we make sure this is a flashback? How do we know this is a flashback?
Let's do
And
foggy.
Yeah, and no shows do this desaturated or black and white look. And this show does it, and I'm like, yes, because also the original Dororo anime was also in black and white. So it's also, intentionally or not, people are automatically connecting that to the old anime, and so it's a little bit something extra. And not only that, but this was really good, really good television.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
One thing I want to talk about. This is like nothing to do. This scene was only like literally like 10 seconds, I want to say, but we know Daigo, Yakimaru's father, he has another son, and he was happy. He was happy as hell when oh my goodness, he was like, "You're done giving birth? Like, let me see that baby. Let me see that baby." Like, oh my god, like he did not give her a chance to rest. Baby. Oh my goodness. And his name is Tahomaru, and we see in the flashback, I don't know how old he was, but we see him waving to his mother, and then his mother is just standing there. I don't remember if she waves back or not, but he sees the little shrine or whatever that they have for Yakimaru, and that can kind of showing me that, because Tahomaru from the first episode, he seemed like a kind of like a mama's boy. It seems like he's really attached to his mother, but it seems like Hyakimaru's mother isn't. She is still stuck in the past, thinking about Hyakimaru, because she did not want to give him up. So I wonder if that's going to play into something like Tahomaru trying to fight Hyakimaru in the future, just because he knows that his mom really cares for Hyakimaru and he might not get the attention that he wants.
Another question is, I don't know what their direction is in terms of like how Hyakimaru is going to get his limbs and his body parts back, but it made me think that maybe like one of the final bosses for Hyakimaru to get, another one of his body parts back is his brother.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
I think it might be. I don't know about the rules when it comes to that. It almost kind of seems like he'll just kill a random monster and then he'll just start growing limbs out of nowhere, like he did when he fought that one monster. Yeah, right through the throat. Cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat. And he's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And you just see literally his legs just grow muscle. And he's like, "What the hell?"
It's a pretty sick image too.
It is. It's I agree with you with the whole flashback sequence. It looked beautiful. We kind of got to see who this person was, because we saw who he was in the first couple episodes. We just knew that he put arms on dead body, but we didn't know his whole story behind what he did, and I thought that was pretty neat too. Didn't he jump off a cliff?
He did.
Try to kill himself
in the beginning.
How did he live?
Well, probably wasn't high enough. That's my guess.
Not.
But like, yeah, the beginning of this episode was awesome. Like, you see him, and what we know about him from the first 2 episodes, you see him as this saint, this guy who walks around and does, whatever it is he does, out of the goodness of his heart. You never took it for granted. You always knew like there was a backstory to come for this guy, but you never why he was doing it, or if he had a passion for it, if it was for some other reason. But we learned that what he did before was basically he would put people to crosses and cut off their limbs until they die, and put stakes through them. Super duper heavy, violent stuff. And so this girl runs out. I don't know if it was someone he related to, someone he knew, or
I think it was his wife.
Well, she gets stabbed and killed, and he can't live with it anymore, and so he jumps off, and he survives. And so I guess because of that, he decides to do the only thing he knows to do since he can't die, and that's try to redeem himself in some form or fashion for all the horrible things he did. And he has an apprentice. He's living a happier life. Of course it's very hard to live a happy life when you torture people like that, but he seems to be doing good. And when it's revealed, and when it's like the apprentice, he figures out that what he did back then, he gives up and he leaves. He can't work for a man like that. And
wait, you forgot to add he left and he gave him back his leg. He was like, take your shit back. Oh,
I don't need your tainted leg.
He was done dirty.
And you could see from that scene where the apprentice wanted to kill him. He didn't even fight back. He just said, I deserve it. Go ahead, do it. And you can even tell then, because he's young, he's a boy, probably never killed anybody in his life. So he's just, you know what? I'm not going to kill you. I'll let you live with it. But here's your stupid leg back. And then just out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's whole backstory, it makes him such a fascinating and unique character. I really enjoy it.
I find it so good that they can tell these stories in a span of less than 30 minutes. And it's such a well thought out and very deep and very well written character, which some characters don't even get well written through entire series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy has oodles of depth. Yeah. He also has oodles of death as well.
Yeah.
He can dish that out.
One thing I noticed in the episode was Yakimaru was seeing, because we know he sees white for just like regular people and red for demons, but he was seeing green in this episode, and I was trying to figure out what exactly that meant, because he saw green when he saw the flowers, he saw green when I think it was his sword, and it was something else. I was trying to figure out what the green meant, but I have no clue.
Maybe something that helps him.
Yeah, that came into my mind, but that seemed like weird to me. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be explained. Maybe it doesn't need to be explained.
Yeah, I mean, if it seems like things get explained later on anyway, because like I said, I wanted to know how a little baby with nothing on him could live, and sure enough, we know how. We know the reason.
Also, we figure out what happened to Hyakimaru. He got his central nervous system back. He did.
Yep. He just put his foot right in that fire and just didn't care.
That scene was so funny to me. He was like, hey, don't go in the fire. And then he just says, bitch, I can go in the fire. He just stomps on it. I was like, okay.
He's like, this was the first thing that I've felt ever. So how dare you tell me I can't put my foot in fire? I'm doing it.
Yeah, I really like that. That was a really nice little scene. It makes me wonder what's gonna happen when he's able to talk, and he's just going, or when he's able to hear, or when he's able to see.
He's gonna sound totally like not what we're expecting. He's gonna sound like Slime Daddy.
Hey everybody, my name's Yakimaru. I just got swords for arms.
Could you imagine?
His voice actor. Let's see. Let me see if he has. Oh no, it's a new voice actor. This is his only role, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, let's hope it's not an Asta situation from Black Clover.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, that guy, so annoying. I tried watching like the first episode, and all I heard was, "Ah!" I'm like, no, hell no.
Oh yeah, I mean he's probably gonna be super brooding sounding. I don't expect him to have like, because he's already a super brooding character who kind of he's like I don't know. He's not characterless, but he's definitely like doesn't have much emotion or something that makes him unique as a person.
Yeah, I picture him a very not monotone, but just very kind of somber way that he kind of talks. Almost what was that guy's name? I think his name was Jin in Samurai Champloo. Not the main guy, but the guy who had the glasses with the long hair. He kind of spoke like that. And I liked him, so I'm thinking he's gonna sound like that. That's my guess.
What are you guys giving this episode? I'm giving this a mega pass.
We are
Drum roll,
this.
please. I'm passing it.
All right. Okay, so I guess let's move on to Shield Hero, episode 3, Wave of Catastrophe. A week has passed, and Raffi has developed into a teenager. Kinda. This leaving many people confused, as she is still 12. The answer is, you're a lolicon, Chad. Don't even try it.
She's still she's still 12?
Yeah. They fight the first wave, and they succeed in repelling the enemy forces. But yes, she is...
Okay. So I thought a whole bunch of years passed.
Just 1 week.
Just 1 week?
Mm-hmm.
Just 1 week, and she's turned into that.
Yep.
She's going to be a grandma by the end of the year.
So I think so. The way, okay, I don't think this is a spoiler at this point because it'll probably be explained next episode, and it's kind of obvious. But like the way the system works in this world is it's more of a game world. It's less like it's less like ReZero where it's just another world. They're technically in an actual game here, and as a character levels up, they age. So I assume she's a teenager now, so I assume she will get older. But she will still be 12.
So yeah, all you people out there doing your business to Raffi, just know that you are a lolicon, and I am disappointed.
Literally, you are. Like, straight up. This isn't a joke. She is 12.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
like it was funny to me when they were just like noticing that whoa, she grew up, and then Nafumi just looked at her because the guy selling the armor and everything, he was like, yo, Raffi, like, yo, you kind of look like a more mature young lady. And then Nafumi just looked at her like, huh? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like, what? When did this happen? I didn't notice. Why'd you tell me?
This has to be so confusing for her, especially when the spear hero gets and tries to hit on her. She's like,
no, thank you.
I want cookies.
I need an adult.
She doesn't order from the kids' meal anymore, so there's that.
She orders what Naofumi orders, which there is a reason for why Naofumi orders the things he orders, by the way. Just wanted to say that. Look out.
Cheap?
Nope. There's a other reason for it.
Oh shit.
Oh boy. He's I don't know.
It's pretty cool once you realize what it is, because it makes sense of what happened in episode 1 as well. But yeah, no, yeah, just the whole thing, like with Raffi aging. I thought that was, I think that's a unique thing about the game world. You know how Slime Daddy has that thing where he names people and they evolve? This is this is their version of that. It's another facet of this world that kind of builds up the things that will happen. And it's just super unique. There's other characters that he'll meet as well as they level up. They will change. But they change. They don't change. They don't. So Raffi's, she ages. That's her change when she levels up. Other people have different things happen to them when they level up.
Huh. Here's a fun little side note. The two main characters are the same main characters from Bunny Girl Senpai. Guy and the girl.
Ooh.
Well, there you go.
Same voice actress and voice actor. The guy's the same dude, and Mai is Raf Talia.
Ooh. I gotta piggyback off that because I like the fact that this show. I mean, I don't know what happens in the manga, but at least right now they aren't trying to force some romance between Nafumi and Raffi.
It's totally in her head.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I'm just gonna say this: the way
God.
it is now.
Oh God!
The way it is
what
now.
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
No, I'm gonna quell your fears. The way it is now, how Naofumi is, it's all in Raffi's head, basically, and that's what I like about it. Is Raffi is, she's, you know, it makes sense. He took her in. He's treating her nice. She's never met anyone before that would do something like that. So obviously, she has a little bit of attraction to him.
Okay.
And there's your answer.
But he doesn't feel the same way.
When they explain, so it's a part of. You're just gonna have to wait because it's a part of. It's the same reasoning as to why he picks the food he eats. Like it literally is. It comes from that.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's super fascinating.
It's not that I would be mad if that were like they were to. I'm just happy they aren't forcing it. Like these two were destined to be together.
Yeah.
Watch them kiss.
Yeah. Now Fumi.
Yes, sir.
He's very apathetic towards many things in this show, and one of the things he is very apathetic towards is the opposite sex, or just people who aren't him. Really.
He's a woman hater.
He's just a people hater. Because you see,
well,
now Fumi, what did he wanted, he still can't even trust Raftalia after they went through all of the training and stuff like that. He still can't trust people. And that's what I like about Naofumi is he obviously fears that he'll be betrayed again. And so he keeps things to himself, and that allows for other characters as well to develop around him and kind of come into their own while you're still getting the development that makes sense. And once we learn about these other characters, maybe Naofumi will change down the road as he levels up and becomes stronger.
Naofumi is awesome. I usually don't like main characters, but he is pretty cool. I love his personality, like how they built him up, and I like how he fights because it's so unique. You never really have the main characters in support roles, but that's what he does. He, holds off the enemy. He's a distraction. He has to pull off these Batman tricks, and then you have Raffi who just goes in for the kill. That's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did you guys? The animation for the first wave was awesome. Everything about it, I loved it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, how Raffi jumps through the air and slices that monster in half. Oh, that was so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
no
that
crazy
part...
blood spurting.
Yeah, nothing like that. There's that part where Naofumi climbs the tower and he spills gasoline on him or something like that to catch him on fire. I first thought he urinated on them. I was like, so that's how he's gonna keep him off the tower. Oh wait, no, it's just he's gonna catch him on fire.
The freaking monsters just go, ew, this is gross, and they just turn around and go the other way.
Yeah.
This is this is probably one of my biggest surprise shows of the year, just because I don't know. I went in literally not knowing a single thing about it. I like how they went
Dude,
a different route
same.
to go with the main character, and yeah, like you were saying earlier, he keeps to himself a lot because once we see the spear hero and the bitch, it's
Goddamn bitch.
that's what I call her. I don't even call her by her name. She's the bitch, and she
She is a bitch, straight up.
Yes,
they're
this is a fact.
they're literally. She's like, "What happened between you? What happened? It's none of your business. Just leave me alone." And he doesn't even trust her to even tell her
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and that's the moment I was talking about how like now Fumi just can't trust anyone still, and that makes his character just so interesting to me because in any other anime he'd be like, yeah, cute anime girl, I'm gonna tell you, but no, he's like, I can't do it.
Let
Like,
me tell you all those secrets. Just tell me about them ears. How do they work?
So you look older now.
Yeah. Well, you look
Okay.
older now, so I'm 22.
I know you're still 12, but you kind of you aged well, so just saying.
So mentally you might not be there, but physically, hey.
I want the
Sorry.
spear boy to die. That's
Spear boy.
it.
I want to say he's a cocky son of a bitch, isn't he?
Can't believe he
Ugh.
got a manga spin-off or a novel spin-off. That's I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it's good or not. If it's good, then so be it. I'll read it. But man,
Well, that kind of confirms that he's going to live through all this shit.
they
Yeah.
have to live because
Yeah.
they at the beginning they're like the only way you can summon new heroes is when they all die.
Oh, shit.
That's
Oh.
right.
Get reincarnated or something. I want a different spear boy.
You get actual Lancer with his gay bulge.
His brain gets swapped out. It's like, I am a new person now. Who'd you swap it out with? That dog over there.
Bark, 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 bark. Let's see. God, there's so much else. There's so much more to talk about that I just can't talk about. Oh yeah. Now Fumi goes. I can't remember what the reasoning for, but now Fumi's like, yeah, and also this country is full of lolicons. I think he talks to
Yeah.
the armor guy.
Yeah, because he looked at Ralphie because armor guy was like, yeah, Ralphie, I mean, like, and then Naofumi looked at her and he was like, what are you talking about? And then that's when he said the lolicon thing.
Yeah.
To be fair, would you not be fooled too?
I mean, yeah.
if someone was to be like, "You're a lolicon," why? She doesn't look like she's 12, dude. I'd be like, "You're lying."
She's just
She's
level
not
18. There's
I
a
wanna say
difference.
Yeah.
She reached level 18. But I mean, see, it's things like that that make anime so confusing, man. And,
I
and
mean-
they're just showing it in real life.
I mean, technically, Krillin had a daughter with Android 18 who was probably like, what, 1? So, hey.
Hey, and also Krillin is constantly 12, so it's weird.
I was gonna say his height differential compared to her. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat.
I also like how when Raffi leveled up and she became older, she kind of got a little bit more dependent, I guess, on herself, and she things about her were enhanced, like she became super moe for a moment. Like,
Hmm.
did you guys notice that? Where her, like, before she was very like introverted, and now her personality is super extroverted in some instances.
Oh, you meant her personality. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what do you think I was talking about?
I thought you meant
She
like
got
her
enhancements.
appearance. No, I thought you meant like her eyes or something. Like she got all big Clanad eyes or something. I don't know.
As big as saucers.
Dongo. She just starts saying Dongo Daikozaku.
Oh my gosh,
That'd be great. I don't know.
so catchy.
Raftalia is great.
But yeah, she's a pretty good character. I thought many years had passed I honestly didn't know it had only been a week. That's
I remember
so.
last week you were talking about this because I really wanted to talk. I wanted to see your reaction for it because I brought up that she still has to age, and you were wondering how she aged.
Well, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. I said she's gonna like age overnight, but I didn't want to assume because heaven forbid I won't assume anymore. But
assuming's bad.
You never want to assume.
Exactly.
I call it the barbarian armor. Roar.
But yeah, I mean, I like all these characters. I even like the ones I really hate. I just think they're all they play perfectly in their roles, and they're all dynamic enough to be not so repetitive and be almost what's the word? Surprising. Something like that. A word, something. I can't remember the word. I don't know. I have early onset Alzheimer's. It's great. I don't know. What do you guys think about this stuff? What are you getting it?
I'm getting it a PASS.
Pass.
Passness as well. And just remember, Chad, she's 12. Let's talk about I guess also everything animated as well. She's 12.
I didn't have any hot feelings for her. I just said that she looked older. I thought years had passed. I'm defending the fact that he's saying, "Oh, all you guys are lolicons," and it's like, you'd be confused too if you literally just got there. You would think that she was like of age. Dude, she's 12. I would have told you were lying.
To clarify, I am only calling the people lolicons who know she is 12, but still disregard this fact. Just those people. If you were caught off guard, you have a pass. Not lolicon jail. You get out of jail free card.
You have a pass at Raftalia, everybody. Just remember that. If you didn't know, it's okay. One time. Let's talk about the promised. Let's just call it what it is. Kids getting murdered for food. The show.
Fast food children.
But no, this isn't fast food because they had to wait years to get a table. So
that's true.
True. So this is fine dining.
Yes.
Fine
extravagant.
Dining. Fine wine, fine dining, fine.
This children is very delicious.
Aged perfection. Promised Neverland episode caviars, of course, made out of humans as well. Promised Neverland.
Could you please pass the eyeballs?
Promised Neverland episode 3, 181045. The boys and girls play a bit of hide and go seek with Sister Crone. Crone loses to Norman and Ray. Then the trio learn there may be a traitor amongst them in the form of bitch with the glasses. That's what I'm going to call her, bitch with the glasses.
I think I discovered the titles of these episodes and what they stand for.
It's their numbers on their neck.
No, it's the date. It's the date. Because I noticed the 45 is always at the end, the 10 is the month, and then the different day of the year.
Never mind.
It's the calendar year. That's what it represents.
So it's like a diary of events.
Yeah. That makes it more interesting to me when I discovered that. Because I was just completely guessing. But then when I was watching this episode, they actually, the mother was talking, saying the actual date, October 17th. I knew it. It's the date.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the episode, they're kind of like theorizing like how they're being tracked, like what's inside them that makes it aware on like Mama's device, like where they are. And so they kind of figure it out. Apparently there's they had like a shot in their ear or something like that, and as time goes on the bump goes away or something like that. That's what it was. That's what they told the kids. And that's where they believe the tracking device is. That being said, they make it seem apparent. I wonder if that's where it actually is.
Yeah, it could be a decoy. Like, could be a ploy to kind of outsmart the children to where they're like, you can see the ones that are picking at their ears or whatever, and the what are they called, maids, mothers now, I forget,
Sisters.
and sisters, I don't know what they're called, but they're just
Creepy
like,
people.
yeah, that can fucking book it,
Yeah.
so incredibly
Jeez.
fast. What's the new maid's name?
Sister Crone.
Crone.
Sister Crone, that's it, Crone. She is built like a semi truck and is just bulldozing, just running to tag. You're it, kid. I'm like, oh god. Oh no.
Yep. She's
I
creepy.
I have to bring up this point for about Crone, because for the people who don't read the manga, I'm so glad they made this character design change for Crone, because in the manga she looks super offensive. I'll post the pictures in the chat, but it's like a what's the word? Caricature.
Oh boy.
She looks
that.
so, yeah. They exaggerate so many features,
Wow.
but yeah, the manga is really bad with that, and I don't think the mangaka of The Promised Neverland was trying to do that intentionally, but nonetheless, it's still, regardless of intentions, it was offensive. But I'm just glad they made that change to the anime. I mean, because it's kind of like a give and take thing. Because I understand what they were going for, because they were trying to make Crone really, really creepy and kind of like what's the word? I don't like
menacing.
Well, yeah, menacing. That's a good word. But it's kind of like, okay, you can do that without having to do this that you're doing in a manga. But I really like the change, because she still looks like Crone. It's just less offensive.
Yeah, it's I guess I can throw another additional side note and everything. It's not every day you get to see an anime where there's an African American character, other than a handful here and there. And to me, whenever I hear the Japanese dub of it, it always sounds so weird hearing a Japanese person trying to speak, like that, because I always picture the accent differently. But yeah, I prefer the dub. Even the dub, sometimes they can mess up, and you can tell it's a white guy doing the voice, and you're like, okay. At least they did Black Lagoon right with Dutch. That one was great.
Yeah, I've been rewatching Black Lagoon. At least it's not like a Gretsuko, where they have the anthropomorphic monkey being played by a black actress.
Oh boy.
At least it's not that.
Jeez.
But yeah, so it's pretty much revealed Mama knows that they've been that they know about the girl being killed. They know about what this place is. They know everything. But the reason Mama doesn't do it, and this is I'm theorizing this is where she's messing up, is that they're close to being sent off, and so she just wants to get through with this, and she hired Crone to keep an eye on them, basically. And I don't think Crone can keep an eye on, especially Norman and Ray, but also bitch with the glasses and Emma. So yeah, I think Mama messed up here.
Yeah, she and you can even tell, because Crone, even when she was having her conversation with her, she even said, well, why don't you report it to headquarters and be done with it? And I thought to myself, oh, that's all it takes? Why are we dragging this out? And yeah, then she explained it. She's like, oh no, I want to settle this myself. It's like, why?
And not only that, but it's revealed in this episode that Crone is going to play along, but that's just because she wants to take over Mama's position. And
she was being very aggressive with that doll.
She threw the doll up and it hit the ceiling, and she didn't even care. I'm like, what if that was a real kid? Yeah, it's. I think Mama doesn't know what she's done here, and I think obviously it's still going to be difficult for them. I don't think it's going to be an overnight, kind of thing where Norman and Ray and Emma figure it out. But
yeah, I still don't think they all make it out alive. I still think it's just going to be the main three.
Yeah, I think, yeah, something is going to happen, and I think a lot of them are going to get killed for one reason or another.
Yeah, they're going to be picked off one by one.
Yeah, and it's revealed there's a traitor. I don't think it's Glasses bitch though.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, that's too obvious. And in a show, the obvious character, it's never the obvious one. The psycho murderer, it's never him. It's always somebody else.
Yeah. It's always. So that makes me think, since they know there's like no cameras or devices besides the tracking devices, what other person is there? Well, there's like two options. Maybe there isn't a traitor. Or maybe it's got to be some other outside, like maybe it's, since there's aliens, maybe they have special powers.
It's possible. Here's my thought, is that the tracking devices that are in their ears or wherever on their body, they're also double as microphones.
Oh.
So they can actually hear their conversations. They already know this is going down. And they're using that whole traitor ploy to just kind of see which one of them will crack first. It's a mind game thing.
Also, just a small question. How do they know about all of this tech, yet they've never been in the outside world? How do they know there's no microphones? How do they know about these tracking devices? How can they, conceive those things if they've never seen them?
My guess is the tests they take, maybe they know it through that, because they're supposed to be really smart.
They also they haven't shown it yet, but it's not really a spoiler. They have like a vast library. And I mean, this library is like crazy, and they learn a lot of their information from the library.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, they're in the library a couple scenes throughout this.
Okay, well that explains that.
Yeah, I guess that clears all that up. But at the same time, why would they want them to learn if they're just going to feed them to aliens?
I think, I don't know who said it. I don't think it was Sasuke, so it might have been you, SeaTactics, where maybe it's if they're smarter, and because they eat the kids' brains and it tastes better if they're smarter. That's my only guess. But it could come at a cost.
The smarter you are, the more wrinkles you have on your brain.
But I don't think they ever thought that these children would go to the wall. And I think that's the only problem, is that if kids ever go to the wall, and if they're so smart, that can cause a problem. But they can still be smart and not go to the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Kids are still kids.
Right, exactly. You can trick any sort of kid, no matter how smart they are. They're kids. They don't know half of what adults do.
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is something you guys haven't noticed. I read the blog page Sakura Buru, and they have a production notes and analysis of each episode of Promised Neverland that comes out, and I was been reading them for that and Mob Psycho 100. And one of the interesting things they talk about, and this is a negative for the series, by the way, is that have you guys noticed that all of the background models are generic CG models?
Nope.
No, I haven't noticed.
I have horrible eyes.
I guess I haven't really been paying attention, just because of the fact that, I don't know, I'm more interested in what's going on in the pacing, and I'm so caught up in it, and then before I know it, the show's over.
Okay, so when the next episode comes out, pay attention to more of that, and we'll revisit that next week.
More work.
No, you'll notice it. There's actually not a lot to it. You'll be like, okay, that's the thing. Another thing they brought up, which I thought was really cool, is like, and it just popped up on the screen, so good timing, is when Sister Crone is out chasing them, and it happens in a couple of episodes before as well, there's a big clock behind them. And it's super interesting and fascinating, where they have like, the backgrounds are sometimes they have like things to show example of times rather than having Sister Chrome pull out a watch, right? It's just a big clock behind them, so the viewer immediately knows clock's ticking, right?
Yeah, I think the whole theme behind this show has to deal with time. The cover art shows a clock. The intro shows clocks. They have clocks when they look to see tracking or whatever else they do. The titles of the episodes are dates. The whole theme is time, and I think it's about running out, and that maybe it's limited.
Maybe.
And I think personally, if I'm on the right track, that's genius. That's really, really good. That's attention to detail right there.
For sure, Cloverworks' best production yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they only have really room to go from Bunny Girl and Darling, so and we're gonna get a lot of downvotes for that one, my friends.
Oh God.
So, what are we giving this episode of Promised Neverland? I'm giving it a pass.
I say I can't stop now. I gotta keep going. Pass.
Not enough Sister Isabella, so I'm gonna have to pass it.
She's not messing with you this time.
Remember, don't put your dick in crazy, kids.
What?
Yeah, don't put your dick in crazy. Never works out.
But they told me Sooner Days were good.
Let's talk about the Community King of Anime podcast results. Last week, it was Boogie Pop and SAO Alicization. And so the results of that is 4 people want to nuke Boogie Pop from orbit, and 2 people want to nuke SAO from orbit. So SAO lives, and Boogie Pop is killed. Goodbye, Boogie Pop.
Your wish came true, Satsuki.
Yes, wishes do come true.
As for the normal stuff, of course, SAO is free from this week. It people didn't have to vote for either one if they won, because I think that's fair. So 4 people wanted to pass. That time it got reincarnated as a slime, and 2 people wanted to kill it. So that time I got reincarnated as a slime. It lives. 4 people passed Mob Psycho 100 with the 4 responses, so everyone passed it. 3% or 3 passes for Dororo and 1 kill for Dororo.
What?
Who's this one person?
Who is this person? Yeah, I want to talk too. I just want to talk. I just want to shoot him.
5 passes for Shield Hero. Everyone loved that one this week. 2 passes.
Bipolar.
2 passes for Indro. 3 kills for Indro. Indro is biting the bullet on this one. No more Indro for the Community KOA. It has been eliminated.
Flawless victory. Fatality.
And I asked you guys a bonus question in the Community KOA. I said, how sexually confused are you about Raptalia on a scale of 1 to 10?
Now, is 1 good or is 10 good?
10 is the most lolicon. 1 is the least lolicon. So 1 is, what is lolicon? 2 is, I searched up the definition one time. 3, my friend knows a guy. 4, my friend is a lolicon. 5, they're just drawings. 6, it was a typo. 7, I'm not a lolicon, but it's okay if others are. 8, it was a pop-up. 9, at least I'm not hurting others. 10, welcome to 30 years in prison. 2 people picked what is lolicon, so not very sexually confused about her. 1 person picked 4. My friend is a lolicon. 1 person picked. Yeah, I wonder too. 1 picked 7. I'm not a lolicon, but it's okay if others are. 1 person picked 9. At least I'm not hurting others. And 1 person picked 10. Welcome to 30 years in prison. Someone was legit duped.
Oh my gosh. FBI, open up.
Oh my god. So yeah, that is this week's KOA. So let's shout some people out. Everything Animated, where can they find you?
You can find me at Everything Animated's YouTube channel. Just type that up. There's another Everything Animated I noticed.
Yeah,
channel.
There's a couple.
Yeah, and it has to do with an anime, but it's called Everything Animated, and people watch clips on there. It's got 1,000 subscribers. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I'm giving you guys quality entertainment.
You'll become the real Everything Animated.
I'll get verified one of these days. And I'm sticking to my word. I'm putting out more videos. I have a Broly review coming out. I have a oh shit. I have another domestic girlfriend that I needed to do last night but couldn't because I got tired, and I was working on another thing. It's a music video that's like 17 seconds long. But it was fun all the same. So check me out there, and I'll see you guys on my channel.
Satsuki the Savage, where can they find you?
First, I just want to say we will eliminate this doodle bop version of Everything Animated because there's only one Everything Animated.
Thank you.
Just want to, yes.
He's a poser.
A poser. And Satsuki the Savage, YouTube. Second channel, Satsuki the Reactor, but I barely post on there. Post there once every blue moon. I haven't been able to watch JoJo, so there's that. With the main channel, I have 2 series coming up. The first being, what was it called? Yeah, Satsuki Selects, where I just talk about characters that I like. Not necessarily my favorite characters, but characters I just want to talk about. And another series coming up called Anime Graveyard, where I talk about series that I dropped. And that will probably have a lot of dislikes because people don't like when you talk about stuff you didn't like. So that's it, I think.
Yeah, just the schedule for this upcoming week. Monday, I'll have a new ReZero podcast out. Wednesday, I have a video about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And Friday, another Shield Hero video with Conda Fiction. That'll be fun. And then we start it all over again with another King of Anime podcast episode. So follow these lovely people. And I guess have a good day, everybody. Bye.